Hey guys, my name is Nori and welcome back to my channel. So today, I actually believe it is today, it finishes the Latinx-a-thon, which we had a blast where it was on Twitter, and getting to read everybody's books and seeing the recommendations. I'm gonna link the video down below for all the booktubers collab, which I'm a part of, so I have to link it down. Please watch it, please support it. And even though it's over that readathon, it doesn't matter because it is a Latinx Heritage Month, and I believe I'll put the dates somewhere in the video, but I believe it's from September 13th to October 13th. So you have a whole entire month to read Latinx, books with characters or an author as well. And this is a video that I'm going to be giving you recommendations for Latinx Heritage Month. Now I want to say I have a couple. There's a couple of YA, which a lot of Latinx new books are coming into the YA new adult, and then I think I have a couple of adult. I have comics, 2 poetry, so I'm trying to kind of expand to what I read to see if any of you guys like these books. Then you can definitely pick it up. But I'm totally rambling, and yeah, we're gonna get on with this video, and I hope you guys like it. Alright, we're gonna start with recommending an author, and she's super popular in the community, and she usually does magical realism, and her stories are bomb, y'all. I have a couple of her stories, but I'm not gonna pull out books, so I'm just gonna put all the titles up there. And the author that I'm talking about, it is Anna Marie McLemore. Everybody has heard her because she has Wild Beauty, The Weight of Feathers, When the Moon Was Ours, Blanca Roja. She has, I believe, 2 coming out, which is Hungry Hearts, which I love the cover because it looks like a ramen bowl, and then it says Dark and Deepest Red by her. Now she has a bunch of other stories, but she is a Mexican American author, and I think all of her characters are Latinx, which is a great thing. So if you like magical realism, whimsical stories, and a good storyteller, I definitely suggest that you check out Anna Marie McLemore. The next book that I'm going to be showing you has got quite a bit of a buzz this year, and it is Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno. I actually read this for the Latinx-a-thon, and I gave it a 4 stars, but I want to it's a 4.5. This was so good, and it takes place in Florida, takes place in Miami. So the way that she was describing it, I believe Nina Moreno lived in Florida before she had to move to another state. So the way that she was describing the streets, the atmosphere, the families, it was a great time. I live in Florida as well, so I can totally relate to her. Now this follows a Cuban family who fled obviously from Cuba, and they've stayed in Florida, but the women are cursed because they're literally cursed with falling in love with a sailor or a man with a boat, and the sea takes that man away from them. So this follows Rosa, and as you can see from the title, it says Don't Date Rosa Santos because, one, she lives in Florida, they're surrounded by water, so it's that whole type of superstition. I really enjoyed this book, and I highly suggest that you pick it up. And plus the cover is so cute. I cannot wait to own it and then to put it on my bookshelf. The next book that I want to recommend, it is We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K Mejia. I just read this again for the Latinx-a-thon, and I gave it a 4 stars. This was so freaking good, and I did not expect it. So that's a good surprise. So this follows Donnie and other characters, but I'm going to focus on Donnie because technically speaking, this is her story. And in this fantasy world, there is a school, it's called Medio, and they literally train these girls to become the first wife or the second wife. So it's like la primera y la segunda. Now, the segunda, yes, la segunda is the brains. And she, you know, she does the scheduling. She, you know, she does everything with her husband that has to do with politics and keeping the house in order. And she pretty much has that task. Now, I believe la primera is, she is the child carrier. Like, she's there to please her husband and to bury the children. So that school literally teaches the girls how to be first and second, and is a super highly like privileged school that you have to pay a lot of money. Now, Dani was sneaked in by her parents because her parents immigrated from the lower island to the top island to get their daughter a better education. So this follows Dani and her journey. As soon as she is like a couple days from graduating school, the rebels kind of break in, and there's a problem because the people are being oppressed. So now the people are rebelling against the government, and the government is painting them as if they were terrible, but they're not. So Rebel literally gives Dani her papers, a new paper, so she could get into her new husband's, you know, mansion house, because she got picked by to be the wife of the next president of this fantasy world. So her task, since she accepted her papers, is to infiltrate the government and help out the rebels. If that made any sense. I felt like I was rambling, but y'all, just, I think it's better going into this book not knowing anything and just literally jumping into it. This book does a great job at explaining the school, the fantasy, the world building, the characters, and there's a little romance in here. I won't say anything, but it is LGBTQIA. We love that. So this is one of the books that if you are interested, go ahead and pick it up. The next book that I'm going to be recommending you, it is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabi Rivera. Now, this is part of the LGBTQIA, and it follows Juliet Milagros, and she just came out to her family, and her family is not accepting. So she doesn't even know what she's gonna do or if she's gonna be able to come back, but she takes off the summer to intern with one of her favorite authors of all time, and the author is very supportive. She's a feminist, she's all that cool stuff. So she's gonna take that summer to think about you know, think about herself and her family and everything else. So it's kind of like a coming of age story, if you will, but it's powerful, and I really like the cover. The cover's super different, but I absolutely love it. And it's in green, and there's like a purple one too. I freaking love it. It is beautiful. Go read it. The next author that I'm going to recommend is I Will Never Shut Up About Her. It is Elizabeth Acevedo with The Poet X and The Fire on High. I think I have to scoot this way. Okay, cool. I have to scoot this way so I can post the covers over here. Y'all, I cannot stop talking about these books, and I probably will never stop talking about these books. So The Poet X is poetry, and it is fantastic. With The Fire and High is a story about a girl, and she is a teen mother, and she's trying to finish her high school, but she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, or even if she wants to go to college. And her interest is culinary. Now, when the high school gets a culinary program, she wants to join, but she doesn't want to fall in love with this culinary program, and then realizes that she can't pursue it. So it kind of follows that. It has a romance story. We travel to some places. It shows the importance of family, and it's a great story, and the book is absolutely beautiful inside and out. Now we're gonna kind of just slip into the comics. Now the comics are a little bit harder to talk about because I don't really I can't give you a synopsis because there's like different volumes, but the first one does have a YA book, and it does follow a bunch of comics, and that is Miles Morales. Now is a black and Puerto Rican, half black, half Puerto Rican character, and it follows him and his family and the way that he, you know, gets bit by the spider and comes to his powers, y'all. And if you have not seen the Spider-Verse movie, like, what are you doing? That movie is so good. I believe it's on Netflix. So like, just stop watching my video and go watch it, and then come back to me, and then we can discuss. All right, the next character from the comic, I forgot to mention that Miles Morales obviously is Spider-Man, so that has to do with Marvel. Now the next character that we have, it is Anya Corazon as Spider-Girl, and she is also she's Mexican and Puerto Rican, and she is part of the Marvel universe. Now that is pretty freaking awesome. Like, I wish I had this while, you know, being a younger me. I would have freaking loved it. I still love it right now, but you get what you get. But I still recommend you checking out this comic if you want more Latinx things. Next character that I'm going to show you guys, it is from DC Comics, and that is Blue Beetle. He is part of Young Justice. Y'all, if you have not seen Young Justice, it's so freaking good. It almost, if you like Justice League, like back in the day, Young Justice is just like that, but with different younger characters. I love that show so much. I literally just want to rewatch the whole entire, there's 3 seasons. I just want to watch all of them over again. They're absolutely incredible, and I highly suggest you pick it up. And the last comic that I'm going to be talking about, it is your girl blinked out. What am I doing with my life? Okay, here we go. It is Blackbird Volume 1 with a bunch of different artists. Yo, I read this year, and let me tell you, I cannot stop thinking about the color scheme and the freaking colors. Y'all, it is so good. So it follows this family after this tragedy, and they lost their moms. I believe it was an earthquake. And this character sees this gigantic beast save her, and she's like, magic is real, and she goes on this tangent, and everybody thinks she is crazy and going off the rails, but she's not. She knows that magic is real, and she's researched it until one day that giant beast comes and takes the older sister. So now it just throws her into this wild adventure to figure out where her sister and where does this magic come from. So I highly suggest that you read this book. I really enjoyed it. Like, first volumes are kind of iffy, but like this one was good. The art was good. It was action tag. I had a great time. All right, now I'm gonna be slipping into the adult category. Y'all, like, let me tell you, I kind of struggled to find like adult recommendations, which kind of sucks, but I hope that in the future we get more adult fiction with, you know, Latinx characters. I see that there's a lot of romance written by Latinx characters and like Latinx authors, but like, I just want adult fiction. I got a couple, but I'm gonna tell you regardless, and one is a super popular, super famous book, and it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This follows a Cuban bisexual character, and it tells you the story of how she got famous and why she got 7 husbands, y'all. Read this book. It is so good. I cannot, like, I've been talking about this since I started my channel, which is like 4 months ago. But yes, read this book. It is great. It's fantastic. I made multiple people read this book, and they freaking love it too. So read it. All right, the next one, it is a super popular among, I guess, the Latinx community. Everybody knows this book, and that is Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. Now, this is a romance novel, and it follows 2 characters. and it's about a dancing show, like So You Think You Can Dance kind of shows, and it kind of shows you behind the scenes, and obviously there is a romance. So, you know, it's good, it's fun, it's good. If you like TV shows like that, which I absolutely freaking love, you're definitely going to enjoy this book. Next book that I'm going to be talking about, it is adult historical fiction. It is Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton. This follows the main character, and her grandma has passed away, and the grandma wishes to be scattered in her birthplace, which is Cuba. So the character travels to Cuba, and it is flashbacks between, you know, her, the main character, which is a writer, and kind of seeing the grandma's life when she was 19, and how she met her husband, and like all the struggles, and like everything else. I can't talk. Everything else. And I know that whoever has read this book really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna go ahead and recommend it, and it's definitely high on my TBR. I kind of want to get to it this month, but we'll see, as in like the Latinx Heritage Month. So I still have till like October, so we're good. The next book that I'm gonna recommend, it is a historical romance, which is great because as of recently I've been loving historical romances. So we're gonna see it. And this historical romance is called A Summer for Scandal by Lydia San Andres. Obviously it is a historical romance, and people are not going to read what women write, but she publishes her stuff, her writing, with a male name, and it has blown up, it's gone popular, and there's this cruise ship just for writers, and you know, she goes in this cruise ship to see what is it about, and she goes with her friend, and she meets somebody over there, and you know, she has to keep her things a secret, and it's scandalous. So that's the reason for the title. I really like historical romance. I've been getting into it this year, and I'm super glad that I found a Latinx historical romance. Alright y'all, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you've stuck out to the end, you are the real MVP here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down what was your favorite Latinx book that you have read in your whole entire life, and if it was on the list, please tell me so we can totally like gush about it as well. And yeah, again, thank you for watching this video, and I really appreciate you. So I will see you next time on the next video, which is kind of gonna be exciting. Bye.